Ready when you are. Tell me. So what are you saying? Are you saying I will start with my name and no? No name. Okay. Yeah, so sometimes I just wake up and draw. Yeah, at first the initial name that I had for like the show was A State of a State. But I was like, nah, bro. Like it's too subtle and shit.
Democracy has been defined in many ways. We would all agree that democracy includes government. Let's see if we can, each one of us, sharpens of democracy. Most observers agree that there is true democracy in a community only if there is shared power. That is to say, only if many people have a share in making decisions that the community will support with force if necessary. But it is the way people practice democracy that really counts. Let's ask this man about defining democracy.
So I was listening to Philip Kuti, obviously, in his song, yeah. What's the name of that song? Teacher, Don't Teach Me Nonsense. Democracy, demonstration of crazy demonstration. Da-na-na-na-na-na. You know? Well, I'm like, hell on, wait. I find it so fitting that, like, the song was very, very, like, relevant. I started this project in January this year, to be precise. And what I wanted to deal with in this body of work is basically reflecting upon, you know, Black lives and Black communities and like the conditions that you would mostly find Black people in, you know. And I wanted to express the fighting nature of Black people, the fighting nature in the sense of having to survive everyday struggles, you know, in order to see the next day and to actually survive. Because like in Black communities and Black families and in Black cultures, as like individual Black people, as a Black individual within your community, within your family, you end up having to carry, I'd say, like to carry a load of like the whole community or the whole family that you live with, you know, like in terms of always making sure that, you know, your family is fed and your kids have eaten, the school fees are being paid up and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like as Black people we've always been like at a disadvantage point, you know, within the system, you know, even when you have to start on working on something for yourself, like opening a business, let's say, it becomes something that's a drag, you know what I'm saying? And it becomes too much, and man, and there's all these things that are, you know, that are in your traffic for you to fulfill what you actually gotta do for yourself. So these are ideas that I've always had, because I also find myself in in those type of scenarios, being a black young man living in South Africa, you know, there's barriers and boundaries that I've had to, you know, jump over and knock down some, you know. I didn't necessarily have an easy life, you know, so I thought, you know, if I could explore the essence of being black, you know, in my skin, in my home, in my community, you know, as also reflecting on the type of conditions that I see all the time. I go to the hood and chill with my friends and stuff. You know, I wouldn't even say that I'm fortunate in living in a suburban area. Okay, it's cool. It's cool because everything is around and everything like that. But there's a certain displacement, you know, in terms of your own identity and finding your own place within your surroundings. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to explore, man. And this body of work is actually multi-layered in so many ways, because different pieces address different issues, you know, and then you'll find one piece having an amalgamation of different kind of issues, whereby also me, when I have to explain it, I don't even know where to start. But yeah, it's what it is. You know what it is. Yeah, man. So now we just need to wait for it to dry, and then we'll carry on with the next layer, which is the smoke. And yeah, I wish I had a fan to quicken the process, but gotta work with what we have.
In thinking seriously of democracy, one must define his words carefully and use them consistently. When you have your own definitions clear, you know exactly what to look for in a community.
Search. For the money. Yeah. Vision and mission and purpose. All of you niggas and bitches is worthless. I got the brothers I want. I got the guidance I need. I'ma go piss on your moms. I'ma go shit on your grave. I ain't got nothing to say. I look like Samuel straight from the fucking pop of my main. Surrounded by all of these comments, the liars. Niggas that will go and give up your files. But all of our niggas that will go in size. Moments after you in casket, cause your money moving wider. Best ones becoming the enemies. Niggas saying your eulogies. Mama crying up to God. Backstabbers know exactly what they fucking did to me. Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they were acting up. Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they were acting up. Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they were acting up. Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they were acting up. Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they were acting up. King moves on a chessboard. One step in the game is major changes. History in the making, no rewards I'm taking. Ain't it fancy how my foot works? Selassie with the hook served. Straight to the jaws of my enemies. Fuck your mama ain't talk with peasantry. 40 acres till I fucking make it. Till I'm fucking major. Till my mama play it. Give my niggas raises, Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they were acting up. Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they were acting up. Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they were acting up. Before the money, they didn't show me love. Before the money, they didn't. Yeah, sorry.
So I'm just looking at this piece right now, this communist looking piece. You know, this one was actually inspired by George Orwell's book 1984. Is it 1984 or 1987? No, 1984. Yeah. And where like he in the book he basically follows his protagonist, who is a resident of the city of London in the 80s, you know, and that's like shortly after the war. And he basically describes this everyday life, you know, a life that's being structured within the rules and commands of like a totalitarian party, you know. So the party's slogan was "War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength." So I found that like really interesting, an interesting blend into my work, because this slogan of the party started becoming very relevant in how our lives are structured, you know, and how the system has its place in almost everybody that's living in the world. I don't know, unless like you in some isolated Pangea type, you know, environment that has no access to services. But this is how I see basically our lives structured, you know, within in a sense that we're literally fighting a war every day, you know what I'm saying? It might not be a physical war with weapons and arsenals and tanks and shit, but it's more of a spiritual warfare, you know what I'm saying? And you do constantly have to fight for whatever that you want.
One sign of shared respect in a community is that everybody is given a fair chance to develop useful skills and the chance to put these skills to effective use.
Got what we looking for? We happy, baby. Now it's all roads Cape Town, but my uncles are getting there first.
I feel like I have no real fucking control. That they ever solve this world. They try to hold me, turn nowhere I know. But the lights and lights of races to places where breeds go. My friend or foe, I never know. These days they're all the same. They wait to take your throne and clone and hold and steal the rest of what you own. Honestly, who's won the magic down under? What Smith is me. Motion pictures want some sound and I'ma drop the melody. The inspiration in my verses full of purpose. Fuck being worthless, how has nobody heard this? My greatness in playlist after playlist. Ain't no makeshift replaces his faces of fakeness. I keep embracing, say shit, I get you wasted and erase bitch, Ursha ain't complacent.
We got who in the building? We got laryngitis in the building.
Scared to die, dies and dies. I know your lies. I smoke so much, that's why I'm high. I am no longer scared to die. I am no longer scared to die. To die.
That's enough.
The two most important signs of democracy, then, are shared respect and shared power. They, in turn, depend on many conditions.
I'm just speaking for myself and from, for the majority of black people that I know, that I live with, that I see, that I interact with. That's just how it is, like nothing comes easy, and not just the war in the context of someone's life only, but in terms of all these influences that we have around, surrounding us, from the media, from friends, from everything that we basically consume, you know what I'm saying? And for you to make it as organically and as genuine as possible is to live, actually, as organic and genuinely as possible is pretty tough, because there's just so many things that one needs to consider in constructing their own identity, as simple as that, So yeah, that's about this piece, and it says freedom is slavery. If you think of it, even if I had to reflect on my friends that have jobs and stuff, they living, they getting money, and it's all good, But I've kind of realized how their freedom is kind of limited because they being controlled, and they being not controlled per se, but their life is basically structured within chasing numbers, in order for you to be happy and whatever, you need to take care of your rent, you need to pay your car, you need to buy your groceries, and that's just, I feel like that's just the crumbs of what you could possibly have, if you were living an organic life that's like that's free of the world's constraints, like having a job. I don't wanna sound like I'm labeling or I'm being biased, but man, people end up being slaves. They end up being slaves, slaves to a culture that we don't even know where it comes from. This popular culture, it's embedded in the fabric of society in such a way that people are not even conscious of their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? I talk of something very important, very important but simple. Your eating plan, your diet, it's so important, but it seems like we don't really care what we consume, as long as you can just put something in your stomach and then you're hungry, and then you're full. That's it, whatever it is, chocolate, tinky, coke, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And man, that ain't right. That ain't right. So this one is kind of focusing on the culture of consumerism. I consciously picked this Kasi aesthetic. Like you can, with most pieces, and like you can easily distinguish the location of what you see. So here you can clearly see that it's a Kasi, and it's a Kasi's Paza shop. Kikomakule Fetu, and that's where, in the wood, that's where, excuse me, that's where people buy their necessities, you know. That's where you'd get it. And and like I would say in the past few months, it's been a thing that's been escalating for kind of like the longest times of, you know, the controversy of what these coolers are feeding black communities, you know. And there were conspiracies about, you know, these guys basically producing their own products of food that we know, which are basically fake. So which means that people were chowing fake food. Imagine. So people were chowing fake food, and there was like a whole eruption of anger within black communities around the country, whereby they looting their shops, they taking their stock. I don't know, it's quite a contradiction to be accusing people of selling fake goods, but then you go on to loot the shops, you know. Man, black people are poor. One. Black people are poor, black people ain't got money, you know. And if an opportunity for you or for me comes today that I can get food on the table, and all these days I couldn't get food on the table, or let's say today specifically, like my things didn't come through and I couldn't put food on the table, and the opportunity comes and we loot in the store, dog, I'm gonna feed my kids. I do it because I was there actually. Yeah, I don't lie. I was there in Deep Kloof on one of the incidents, and you think that it's just, you know, black men that are perpetuating crimes in the community and whatever. But hey, it wasn't only black men that were in the streets, in the cooler shops and looting. Bro, there were women and kids. You know what I'm saying? Out there in the crowd, pushing to get into the shop so that they can get some maize, so that they can get some fish oil, so that they can get some, you know, beans, sand, whatever. You know, and I was there, man, and damn. So yeah, man, this is pretty much the focus of this piece, you know. And most of my pieces, the figures have elongated legs, you know, elongated legs. That's kind of like metaphoric of classism, you know, because classism works in ranks, in categories, you know. You class people, you know, and this was my physical embodiment of a higher class, or people that might have any sort of power superior to the other, you know. So there's different people with long legs in the pieces. Even this one, this is a war general that I made, and he has elongated legs. And there's also a piece outside with the generals with the elongated legs, which shows higher power, or a higher class, or a certain type of elitism. A certain type of elitism that also exists in the hood, and that's, you know, it also exists in its own way in the hood, you know. So yeah, this was about that, and it was also a reflection of consumer culture in the black community, you know. A story that I'll share with y'all is that in 20 what was the last year? 2018, Yeah, in 2018, I was selling pig heads on the streets. I was selling meat on the streets. And like me and my friends, we specifically targeted, the hood. Because there's a lot of black people that love score on fit, So we decided to sell that, and we, it was like we naturally knew that, that we were gonna get a whole lot of money from selling this shit on the street. So we did that. And believe you me, bro, we were selling that shit on the street, and there was a time when we were starting out. We'd go on the streets and we'd sell out. Sell out. Have like a bucky with 100 pig heads, and we'd sell out. On the spot, and that just made me realize a big deal of consumer culture in the black community. The black community is always wanting for something cheap. The black community is always wanting for, what they can afford, And if something comes through before anyone, that they can afford, and that thing is like a price lesser than the usual price that you'd get it for. No matter what, that person is gonna buy it, bruh, on the spot. He don't even care if he has to get to work tomorrow, but he'll make a plan. Okay, so with us it was a scenario of saying, okay, shop, you guys are selling this thing for $60. Okay, at Roots I get it for like 90 rand. I'm gonna buy it now. Bah! So, man, people are excited to see us every day because we were selling them a product they wanted, and at a cheap price. So you couldn't say no to that, you know what I'm saying? Which goes back to why black people buy komakulin. Because kutesa is cheap, in fact. That shit is cheap. And apparently it's fake. How can it be fake if it's cheap, So, yeah. And, these pieces, they actually make a series. This was a series, a particular series of a specific type of aesthetic, themes, color, and all my figures in this, all my figures, even on these that I'm still about to do, all the figures are wearing a war helmet. Yeah. They're all wearing a war helmet. This was metaphoric also for the artillery that one has to embody themselves with in modern day society in order to survive, not necessarily the artillery, but in this case the protection. The artillery in this case is your status in the society. Are you rich? Are you poor? That's sort of your artillery that makes you get by the day, which is money. Do you have the right money to sustain your own life? Here I said I changed the name of the shop to Shop to Live Supermarket. I was just playing with some irony and humor, but in a way that you'd be familiar with. You'd know Horoya's Parlor. They'll usually have the name of this parlor shop there, and I thought it would be interesting if I switched it up and make it contradictory for what this structure is made for. It's like I'm giving you the answers. Got a shop to live. That's what we all know. If you ain't got guap, you're basically dead. Your family can't even bury you if that's the case. So these are the structures of the society that I'm dealing with, you know. And yeah, these helmets also stand for survival, for being a survivor, for being a fighter, you know, and just protecting your kundalini. Protecting your kundalini in this hard knot life, you know. Oh yeah, and then I said, this is like a scenario where Machita Blomme, you know, talking their own whatevers at the salon, at the side of the salon actually. And then I named the salon, we look the same salon, you know, in terms of looking at us people as solely human beings before your race, before your culture, before your gender, before your everything. You know what I'm saying?
A relationship between economic balance and democracy has been noted and reported for centuries by students of society. Aristotle said that a government made up of middle-income people has the best chance to be democratic. That was 2,000 years ago in Greece.
Do you feel what's in the air? The fear we breathe in, the death we breathe out. Do you feel what's in the air? The life we gonna live, the life we done lost. Do you see what's in my head? How you gonna tell me how to live? What we gonna leave for the kids? If my hands are bound by the moving clock and my mind is locked by the TV screen and the lack of growth, by the chemicals running through my blood, running through my blood. Do you feel what's in the air?
Man, I wanna show the real stuff that's happening on the ground. You know, the real stuff that I encounter every day in my daily routines, you know.
The energy, keep your sanity, live with clarity. Can you hear what's in the air? Feel running in.
I'm not asking the world and everybody to be sympathetic about like where we at as black people. All I'm asking for is at least the acknowledgement of the value of black people, you know.
Do you feel what's in the air? Do you see what's in my head? Do you feel what's in the air? Can you hear what's in the air? Can you hear what's in my mind? Do you feel what's in the air?
In South Africa and in the world, injustice is standing up against corruption and greed in the public sector and in the private sector and in the government. Standing up against racism that even up to today, people on the ground are suffering, are being oppressed because of the color of their skin. Unfortunately, it is not reported in the media, TV or print media.
Drink more water. That real shit. R.I.P. Mac Miller. R.I.P. Steve. Yeah. R.I.P. Prodigy. Yeah. R.I.P. Big E. Boy, man. That's my posse. some essential situations. Niggas get the occupations, no more seekers in the goddamn masons. I'm a mason, black ops, top operation, surgically disfigure all my fucking haters. I'm the new leader of this rapping nation. They call me Gaddafi to the anti-African nation. New old cash, order to the domination. Fucking nigga in the matrix, Trinity be my divinity. For my ululation, Goku on some super set. 47 chakras open over Joey. That's how capital got him home. Now the main you gotta let the glory. Wonder how Steve is feeling. Cause if he was alive, then the rhyme would never die. But they say they take the brave so that we could understand how much they need to make in order to become great. R.I.P. Steez, R.I.P. Miller, R.I.P. to all the real G's. Why did God take them and leave all of these niggas who are weak? Will I live forever? Will I live forever now?
Looks like a dope show. This is a show. I think it opened for my last year, December or something, but I missed the opening, man. It's too busy in December. Too busy, man. Too busy. Looks like a dope show.
Mama wasn't pleasant, little nigga was conflicted. Never built with a system, I was an essay dreaming about crippin'. Not knowing how real niggas were actually living. Uncle was addicted, yeah, and needed all the pictures. Grandmama in the kitchen telling us God is forgiveness. When I school seeing white kids crashing, they got all the riches. I was undefeated scheming with the Islam. See my bro selling green to support his means. Not his dreams, not knowing that would be shipping me. Now look at a G, nothing over family. Family over everything, enemies. I will sever them like yeah, I'm with the Eminem, and that's how I'm fucking it. Will I live forever? Will I live forever? Yeah. I just popped some pills and I ain't feeling better, bruh. And the sunshine is always stormy with the sun. And the sunshine is always stormy with the sun. Will I live forever? Will I live forever? Yeah. I just popped some pills and I ain't feeling better, bruh.
Will I live forever? Will I live forever?
We should be having engineers, we should be having doctors, we should be having all types of artisans.
Yes.
Drug lords and drug dealers are many spaces of learning to sell to students and
my bed with Chris. Honey, spirited movement. Black man don't lose it. They're ruthless, they'll do it. Mobbing with Chris. Honey, spirited movement. Black man don't do it. They're ruthless, they'll do it. Mobbing with Chris. Honey, spirited movement. I'm mobbing with Chris. Honey, spirited movement. Yeah.
So,
I was thinking of getting some opinions from you. Before I even show you or discuss further my artist statement and my work, whatever. Just like an opinion of the word democrazy. Yes.
DEMOCRAZY. Think about. Well, I thought about it for a second, but I forgot. But I would say,
You can think longer. It's fine.
okay, DEMOCRAZY. I mean, I'm thinking about your work as well, in this subject matter.
Yeah.
So obviously it does touch on democracy.
Yes.
But in terms of DEMOCRAZY, it's like questioning if it's real, the democracy if it's real, and then the effects of it, and how has it made us crazy in the sense of maybe traumatic experiences or long-term, effects.
And in a sense, like the essence of normalizing being crazy. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yes.
Okay, when you walk down the streets, like in town, whatever, there are people that are acting a fool, that are homeless, whatever, and we perceive them as crazy.
Yes.
But us, the normal ones, that are living normal lives and and doing our everyday thing, I feel like we are the actual crazy ones. Because with those people that are mentally disabled, they have found comfort and peace, tranquility, all those things in their world, in their domes, you know what I'm saying? And in a way, we see that as being disturbed, as being the other. You know what I'm saying? I've been crazy myself, by the way.
Okay.
I've been crazy. I've been in an asylum for 3 weeks with crazy ass people.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been in that state, and it's dope for me. Because you don't care about what anyone says, what anyone says about you. You don't care about what anyone, you know. You don't care about shit. So us, we care about so many things in our daily lives. We become so consumed and trapped in what we perceive as normal. Instead, we're crazy.
In that case, it goes back to, is it real? What is real, what is not? What is functional, what is not? What is crazy, what is not? What is... So yeah, it's just a case of making things... Also this thing of trying to make everything tangible, or if it's there, then we acknowledge it. If it's not there, it doesn't exist. And then that also, if it's not there, or if it is there, what effect it has mentally or emotionally, all those things. So, yeah, democracy is more of a mental state, I would say. Yeah.
All right. You don't understand the concept.
Like, are we the crazy one?
Possible.
Well, first and foremost, democracy stems from the word democracy. The only difference is the crazy. So, in that word, there's democracy. Demo, which stands for, in my case, it stands for a demonstration. Demonstration can go many ways. When people are protesting, that's a demonstration. And when I'm giving you a sample of something, that's a demonstration. But in a sense, I'm reflecting on the whole package of democracy in terms of politics, social standards of black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As democracy really benefited us as a country in the 25 years that we've been, you know, a democratic nation. How has it affected other African nations? You know, are we equal? Do we have equal opportunities? You know, it's the democracy. So, like, you know.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the sense you look at it from, you know, because the people that have experienced apartheid, you know, tell you democracy is the thing, man, you know, like better conditions.
Well,
so
I haven't experienced apartheid.
Yeah, I'm saying it's about the aspect you're looking at it from. Like for us, we were born 93, we might say we saw nothing of the apartheid, you know.
Yeah.
So it should be, I would think it's a better system if I listen to the stories from my parents, you know. And it has benefited in terms of a few people have gained from it, like there's businesses and a few individuals that are at good power since the democracy began, you know. So we might seem like we're not part of it, we're part of the few that are not gaining anything from it, but the people who are really controlling it are seeing the benefits. That's why they're keeping the economic system like this, you know. Like, yeah, I get you. We might be crazy following this system and just ignorantly, blatantly looking like we don't see. But we see what's happening, that the few are benefiting, a lot is suffering. It's also affecting other nations next to us because of xenophobic attacks, which was also like an old thing that was happening back then when apartheid was affecting South Africa, in other African regions, they were facing that, xenophobic attacks. So it's like nothing new, Still like a follow-up of this process that's going to take us long to change. We want this change, we want to see it now, but the process is not that easy to get to the final stage,
Yeah.
Like the effects of seeing people sleeping on the streets and not taking that into consideration anymore, it's also because of how you've experienced them, like you go to different cities, you meet different people that live on the street, you meet people that you can chill and talk to, you meet the ones that are just using the drugs and they don't want to connect with the other community. So you realize in the state that you are in that you can't help them all, because you tried with one that you can talk to, get them to a rehab or something that gets them out of there, but they are still holding on to whatever that's keeping them there, because you never know what's happening in the mind.
It's a demo crap. 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 It's a demo It's a demo It's a demo crap. It's a demo crap. It's a demo It's a demo It's a demo crap. It's a demo It's a demo crap. It's a demo crap. It's a demo crap. It's a demo 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 crap. It's a demo Got you. Word is bond. Your boy.
The water is boiling. Won't you make some tea? My baby sister will ask, with lightning striking from her chest, caving anger, her throat filled with trumpets screaming, because the truth will always be a knife. If not a lie, then it will always be a knife cutting through her heart. Outside, the water has been eating flames for more than an hour now. Our fire is a phantom star about to close its eyes, but we have to keep the fire burning. The wise men might miss the stars, but the flames will let them know that we've been waiting on God for years. And we've been waiting on God.
I wasn't part of apartheid, but its legacy affects me. Its legacy affects the spaces that I find myself at. It affects most things that I go through on a daily basis. Not the fact that I can smile to a white people, or I can make friends with a white person. Not. That's in a systematic point of view. You know what I'm saying? Who's getting the most marks in class? Sharp. The white kids thing might be good, but look around, man. Are you personally handpicking who you want to make a success in the system? That's the type of things that I've seen in my journey.
We plant our fingers on wet soil to go extra hands to put food on the table. We cannot offer you a glass of water, but you can't take our sad faces for your thirst. We don't chew bones under this roof. There are pieces of our broken self lying everywhere. You might choke on our blood or stumble on our rib cage, but don't tell them. Don't tell them. that we are dodging death every evening, that the candle watches us with caution. The dead bodies that have burnt down the squatter camp will beg us to wake. Wake up. Why won't you wake up? Wake up. It's because we are scared of drowning. There is a hurricane in the kitchen cooking up a storm. I did not come to this stage by choice. I was swept by the tide while sleeping, and I've been sleeping for too long. I don't want to wake up because I will have to watch myself die if I do. Tell my sister that I cannot change water to tea. Tell her that you gave me snaps and applause when all I was asking was a loaf of bread, and all I am asking is a loaf of bread, a mother in your pockets, a father under your jacket, salt in your hands. What about that loaf of bread? Well, I don't need it anymore. My body has built a home out of hunger, standing by the side of the robot, saying please, because maybe these words, maybe these stories are worth nothing when we tell them ourselves.
That's it. That's it, brother. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah. Let me close. Search, 30,000 feet. Kind of a rabbit. Yeah. Search. You feel me out there? Yeah. My greatness is reciprocated by no one. Only the chosen know why they are called on. Made a mistake trusting niggas that fold on. Woo. Money talks facts, there God can control son. Let's take a hold on the use on my phone son. Wonder private life on islands we roll on. Woo. For my grandmama who knew why we should hold on. Record label master, me and Kuzon son. Mixed master faces, legal moments never wasted. Contracts you never conscious, our savers. Damn it feels amazing knowing we gonna get millions from our patience. No more eating waiver chef, double down on our making. 6-star everything we tasted. New levels, know we fucking make it. Speak up if you fucking hate it. Pawns get a real fucking placement.
DEMOCRAZY, the concept. I actually like that concept a lot. The way democracy and crazy have been merged together to make one word. Because I feel like that's the current state of South Africa right now. Even though we are a post-apartheid country, but I still feel like there's a lot of inequality that is still happening amongst us, you know.
So just think about it. We're just too focused on the wrong things. Am I crazy because I'm a young black man living in South Africa with dreadlocks? Maybe. DEMOCRAZY.
Yeah, back like I never left. Back cooking like the fucking chef. Niggas waiting on me and
DEMOCRAZY. So DEMOCRAZY is a reflection of the crazy democracy South Africa is in right now. We've been in a democracy for 25 years, but the standards of living just seem to be going lower and not higher. So yeah, South Africa is in DEMOCRAZY right now because there's so many social issues like crime, inequality, corruption at almost every single level.
Up until we get into those positions of power, by we I mean like people that are my age, people that are in the youth. Up until we get into those positions of power, politically, corporately, I think only then we can make a real change. But not necessarily, not doing away with what we're doing now. What we're doing now is putting in foundations, man. Putting in the foundation to the bigger picture. I think that's like our role for now, you know.
Sit up, it's time, let's go. Wake up, you've lost your soul. I waited for them to know I was the greatest. All along they knew. They never want you to tell the truth, but always believe the lies they choose could never achieve a dime for truth. So I say wake up before you lose your patience and sanity. Just to wake up in luxury. For people who don't believe, people who don't believe, people who don't believe.
Who is an artist from Joburg, and he is currently exhibiting at our gallery in Berg Street. It's called Eclectica Contemporary. He's got a solo exhibition on at the moment. It's opening tonight, and it's going to be on for 2 months, so for February and March. So if you're ever in the area, please do say hi. And you can also find all the information on our website. So if you Google Eclectica Contemporary, it'll come up. Yeah, Ofentse is going to tell you all about himself and his work, and yeah.
Hello guys. How are y'all? Yeah, I'm not saying. Don't call me say. Call me Ofentse. Ne? Yes, my name is Ofentse Seshabela. I'm a visual artist from Johannesburg. Do you guys know what a visual artist does, ne?
He looks soft and he throws.
You what?
He looks soft and he throws.
You what?
He looks soft and he throws.
He looks soft and he throws.
He looks and he throws.
Oh yes. Yeah, basically what I do is I draw, painting, sculpture, photography, video, the works. I'm basically multidisciplinary, and I always strive to have like a lot of mediums in my work, so that they can communicate better to like an audience and everything else. So firstly I'm gonna tell you guys a bit about like my journey before I got here, like as I'm here, right? I started doing art. What grade are you guys in? Grade 11. 9, 10, 11.
12.
Got jokes, ne? Okay, like I did art at school from grade 9 up until matric, and then after matric I went to varsity at UJ, and then I practiced art. So now I'm a graduate from UJ, and I am practicing art full time. So I use a candle to draw. Yeah. Let it sink in.
You burn the drawing, so.
Yeah. So basically what I do is I'll have a candle, I'll light up a candle, ne? And then I have my paper, right? And if this is where I want my drawing to be, I put the paper like this, suspend it like this, and then I get under it, and then I draw whatever that I want to draw. But before that, I have to, like, you definitely have to have like outlines of what you wanna draw, and then you burn the dark spots. Should I say dark? Yeah, dark shades. You draw you burn the dark shades, and then you put it on the wall. Look at your source, and then you basically take out the highlights. You separate the highlights from the dark shades. You guys get it? Huh? Yes. They don't get it. Should we burn the place down? I'm joking.
Maybe just show them like physically, like how.
I have a candle.
No, just like take the candle out and hold it and demonstrate how you do it, but don't light.
Should I do that?
Yes.
I gotta put the paper like this, and I lit the candle. Let's imagine that I lit the candle. And then I go in, I do this, and then if this is a face. Let's say this is a face, ne? And then this is where I burnt. I take my razor and then I erase the highlights from the smoke. Yeah. I'm gonna hand over to my other colleague, Lucy. She's a poet and she's gonna recite her work with y'all. And then after she's done, we're gonna do a young activity. You guys have the energy for that. Yes. So my colleague and friend is gonna come and give you something special. She's Busisi Masangu. I'm collaborating with her on my show, on the opening of my show. So she's gonna have like a performance, and yeah, she's very dope. She'll tell you all about herself. Yeah.
Hi guys. Hi, how are you guys doing? I'm good. I'm a poet. My name is Visu Mashang. I'm from Pretoria, Mamelodi. And I will not be spending so much time doing poems because I'm so curious. I want to see the work that you'll be doing, the paintings you'll be doing. If anyone wants to draw me, I'm available. So this is my book. It's titled Surviving Loss. It's a collection of poems. We've adapted the book from a book to a theatre production at the South African State Theatre in Pretoria. Toured with the book, went to America, Sweden, Mozambique, Nigeria, Lesotho, and today we're in Cape Town. So I'm gonna share one poem with you while you think of what you're gonna do for the art class. Okay, so this poem is titled Rock, Paper, Scissors. And when I say rock, paper, scissors, you can say it with me, ne? When I say rock, paper, scissors, you can say it with me. Okay? You'll get the hang of it. You'll see. When I was a child, I couldn't wait for the evening to visit, for the darkness to swallow the light, and play in the woods with friends, sometimes alone. The game asked no questions or begged for replies, but left room for a little prayer to descend with a concern if we never find what we seek. But rock, paper, scissors has left my hands in chains, The rocks of this fate crushed my nails. It won't be long until the scissors of righteousness cut away my flesh. And the only way to stop the bleeding is to wear paper as a bandage. Bandage is another name for mask. My tongue is burning with questions. My mouth is full of centuries of confusion. I tried to place my hand over the Bible. There are so many conversations I want to have with God about His identity, but instead I ask how to play rock, paper, scissors in the spiritual frame, but His voice is lost somewhere in my head, so I pretend He said yes and carry on. Rock, paper, scissors, and carry on. Rock, paper, scissors, and carry on. Rock, paper, scissors, rock. We are now on rocks. Between the service, my mother yelled something along the lines of, "The Lord is my rock," but I failed to say the same sentence. A few days ago, they called me a stoner, searching for direction in cocaine lines. Yes, I crushed crack like my skin was made out of rock, so forgive me if I cannot relate God to a way that has stained my reality. So I carry on. Rock, paper, scissors. I carry on. Rock, paper, scissors. I carry on. Rock, paper, scissors. Paper. We are now on paper, where I write my suicide notes. Old women, men, and mothers look at me with eyes casting stones of judgment. Some ask, why didn't you choose a much easier addiction? I tell them I write poetry in cocaine lines. I call my way to every stage, hold onto the mic as if it is a cross. I will crucify all my addictions. They call me a poet, but they don't know that I'm only just a patient, attending another AA meeting on stage, updating them about my progress. It's been 6 weeks since I've touched a bottle of liquor. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Scissors. We are now on scissors, the blade of suicide, but God took them away and gave me a pen instead. Rock, paper, pens. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for today. We really appreciate it. It was fun. I know that. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
I appreciate it. I really enjoyed myself also. I wish we I wish we do more of this, and I see most of y'all in the art world. Right. But you can take your drawings home.
Are you guys inspired?
Yeah.
For the first time you inspired in Lalela. That's great. Good feedback.
Wow.
Take your outros, guys.
I want to show the real stuff that's happening on the ground. You know, the real stuff that I encounter every day in my daily routines, you know. Talking about people, man. People that are fighting on the ground, you know, no matter the circumstances, no matter the politics, no matter what, but the people that are fighting. You know, that's what I wanna put out, you know.
As public education increases, democracy grows. In checking a community for democracy, we must find out whether it provides schools adjusted to the needs of its young people.
She wanna do the moon dance. Let's do the moon dance. Let's bring the night out. She wanna be a night out. Pupils dilate, problems she escaping, bring in the sinners with it, live fast type, young missions, said she wanted the moon dance, let's do the moon dance, let's bring the night out, she wanna be a night out, pupils dilated, problem she escaping, bring in the sinners wisdom, live fast type, young type of missions, baby, live fast type, then she got the moonlight, now we in Vermont light, lifestyle done change up, let's not even save us, she got the moonlight, now we in Vermont light, lifestyle done changed up, let's not even save us, she got the moonlight, now we in Vermont light, lifestyle done changed up, let's not even save us, she got the moonlight, now we in Vermont light, lifestyle done changed up, let's not even save us. 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 Baby, tell me how you feeling, though. If you want it, I can make you feel like you're Vermont. Yeah, the weight in the basement of the yellow painting. Baby, don't erase me, that's a basin. Oh God, I want her in the kitchen. I like the way she fast, the way she ain't no time to be in paid to try to chew it, go and face them over and over. I know we on it, baby, just be honest if you wanna kill it. I like the way that's how we change up. That's not even save us. She got the moonlight. Now we in Vermont light. Lifestyle done changed up. Let's not even save us. 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 Let's not even save us.
Please do not ask us to dance for you. We lost our legs to the cold. Poverty ate away our feet so that we don't follow the footsteps of our parents. You want to know why our food is always dirty? We plant our fingers on wet soil to go extra hands to put food on the table. We cannot offer you a glass of water, but you can take our sad faces for your thirst. We don't chew bones under this roof. There are pieces of our broken selves lying everywhere. You might choke on our blood or stumble on a rib cage, but don't tell them that we are dodging death every evening, that the candle watches us with caution. The dead bodies that have burnt down with the squatter camp will beg us to wake. Wake up. Why won't you wake up? Wake up. It's because we are scared of drowning. There's a hurricane in the kitchen, cooking up a storm. I did not come to this stage by choice. I was swept by the tide while sleeping, and I've been sleeping for too long. I don't want to wake up because I'll have to watch myself die if I do. Tell my sister that I cannot change water to tea. Tell her that I've got steps and applause, and all I was asking was a loaf of bread, and all I am asking is a loaf of bread. A mother in your pockets, a father under your jacket, salt in your hands. Now what about that loaf of bread? I don't need it anymore. My body has built a home out of hunger. It's standing by the side of the robot saying please, because maybe these words, maybe these stories are worth nothing when we tell them ourselves.